But certainly for JD Beach, it was long enough to be able to take that pole position here in the Stock 1000 class. Beach is in great form at the moment, coming in after Laguna last time out for him on the Superbike grid. He was able to have a really strong performance. Andrew Lee, our championship leader, on the front row of the grid. Jason Uribe, one of the championship contenders, Rog, from that third row. We're going to have to keep an eye on him.
Yep.
So we see for the riders making their way to the grid. Big field here in the Stock 1000 class. 36 riders getting ready to take the action. We did have one rider that wasn't able to get underway at the start, and or at the start of the warm-up lap. We'll see if he's been able to get himself into pit lane to get ready for action now in this one. Rog, lap one, what's the big challenge for the likes of Uribe trying to come through the field? And from the second row of the grid, keep an eye out for Ashton Yates in the 27 with a clear run through. Good start off the line, it looked like, from our pole sitter JD Beach. We'll see if he's been able to hold on to that lead. Does look like he's got the lead down into the braking zone into turn one, but Andrew Lee on that inside line. Is Lee able to take it? He's not able to do that. It looked like Lee's been overtaken there on the run through turn one. We'll see if that was Ashton Yates that came through from the second row of the grid. But looked like, Rog, everyone's been able to get through pretty cleanly at the start.
Yeah, and Rocco Lander's got a really good job.
And we can see just how big that gap is here at the start. That's the 194 that's gone down as well. And tricky here for Dion Campbell, but he'll have another opportunity to race tomorrow. But look at the gap that's opened up for the Honda riders.
They've really put together a really good lap. I mean, it's going to be almost a 2-second lead.
And this is a big surprise because yesterday we saw Lee on the number 14 bike was really strong in the free practice session in the dry conditions. We weren't expecting to see him drop like this at the start. We'll see for the Honda riders now making their way through. And it looks like it's around about that 2-second gap back to the third, fourth and fifth positions. That looks like Jason Uribe has got a good run now to try and attack Jason Waters down in towards turn one. And Uribe looks like he's been able to make that move as the 17 attacks as well. That's Cornbow. And Bryce not quite able to make a move there. But it looks like Lee just holding up this grip right now. And it looked like maybe Bryce Cornbow was able to get that bike turned a little bit quicker and have that run down in towards turn two. It does look like he's been able to come through. See at the front of the field, JD Beach and Ashton Yates. The gap is almost 3 seconds after that opening lap. And for our championship leader down into P5 now. And it was actually half a second faster than the race leader. But when you give them a 3-second head start, always going to be tricky to be able to make up any of that time over the course of the race. Let's see what Ashton Yates is able to do now. He's got himself alongside JD Beach. Is he going to try and attack? Not quite, trying to push himself down the inside into turn 7 at this stage. But
yeah, right here, changing directions. You see the front end gets a little bit light. A little bit of a head shake, but he did a great job not making another mistake that next corner.
And we'll wait and see what the lap times are when they come across the line. Half second faster than the race leaders, half a second faster in the second sector. He's right there now. This is where you need to just pounce immediately, isn't it, Roger? You don't want to give yourself the chance to drop down into their pace. Ashton Yates, you can see in the 27, tried to get that drive through the last corner. He knows now that they're under attack as well from Cornbow. And you can see now at this stage, it is a long race, Rog. We're just coming up towards half distance. This is where your tactics start to come into it. You mentioned earlier on about the tyre drop. At what time do the riders really start to feel that?
Right now, they probably already just felt one drop, especially this track. And you can see Bryce, the Yamaha, really good run out of that last corner. But Ashton's going to have the line down into turn one. Looks like Bryce is ready to start making some moves.
Right, as they come across the line, you could see there in the back of the shot just how close Cornbow was. And again, he gets alongside and he's able to outbrake the Honda down in towards turn one. Good move there from Cornbow to attack down in towards those opening couple of corners of the lap. And now we get to see what he can do against JD Beach with his Yamaha. And let's have a look at the move for second, Rog.
Yeah, just it really started that run out of the last corner for Bryce. He's been setting that pass up the last couple of laps and got himself in front of Ashton. You just try to really, it happens in practice and qualifying, getting the bike set up and doing those long runs.
You can see Cornbow with a good run once again through that last corner. There's lap traffic in front of them and he's right there with JD Beach. Is he going to be close enough to try and attack for the race? He doesn't look like he opted for it that lap, but the only other battles that are pretty close are further down in the bottom of the points paying rolls. And good to see that Aguilar managed to make the start. He's up into the points paying positions now. He led the way in qualifying one, qualified on the front row of the grid. Missed opportunity for him, but he'll start in the front row for race 2 as well. But for Bryce Cornbow now getting himself into position to attack now as we come across the line. And it looks like he's a lot closer once again this time around. He's going to give himself that chance to be able to try and get the bike down the inside in towards turn one, but not close enough on this lap. And it looked like JD there as he was coming across the line. 2 bikes on track right now. Let's see if that gives a little bit of an opportunity for Bryce Cornbell, and it's going to cost JD Beach now in this run, and Beach properly blocked up now at this stage by that lap traffic, and Cornbell is going to come through nice and quick, and it's going to give him that opportunity to maybe give himself that chance to attack, but just not quite close enough there. Well, it looks like Cornbell's been able to do a good job to get through it as well. Let's see what happens on the run down in towards the final sector now, with JD Beach with once again more lap traffic in front of him, 2 bikes to get through, and Beach is doing a good job to give himself the opportunity. He's going to have that draft across the line now as well. JD Beach is going to take the opening race victory here at VIR in the Stock 1000 class, and it's the first race win of the season for JD Beach. Backs up what he did last time out with 2 podiums, and Bryce Cornbell, really impressive performance from Cornbell to come across. Down in the podium zone, you can see just the celebrations are going to get underway, and a really big moment for these riders as well, because they've been up against it. Lee's been so impressive,